Todavía no, Maharaj.
Todavía no.
A un lado.
Ok.
Dandavat Maharaj.
Dandavat, ¿quién habla? Ah, Lakshmi Priya, Dandavat.
Buen día.
Sí, buen día, Lakshmi Priya.
Gracias, Maharaj.
Gracias.
Dandavat Maharaj.
Dandavat a todos, Dandavat.
Dandavat Pranam Maharaj, buen día.
Aquí, buen día, muy buen día. Estamos viendo aquí a
Dandavat Sila Kusuvarra Maharaj. Dandavat, buenos días.
Dandavat.
Dandavat Maharaj, Shilashar Maharaj.
Maharaj, Dandavat. ¿Cómo estuvo la fiesta ayer?
Maharaj, increíble. Yo creo que estoy 3, 4, 5 kilos más fuerte.
Ok. Muy bien.
Maharaj, el Gulab Jamun celestial, el Shrikhand. Yo pensaba mucho en usted. Cada cucharada, mira, Ashram Maharaj estaría muy contento con nosotros. Lasaña,
gulab
Pizza.
jamun, Srikhand.
no pizza, pero lasaña con mucho queso. Yo creo que eras más queso que lasaña.
Queso mozzarella, bastante.
Me dando
Cumpleaños,
a
Trivikram
todos los
Maharaj. Feliz
devotos también.
cumpleaños. Feliz cumpleaños, Trivikram Maharaj.
Dandavat Pranam Maharaj. Shilashar Maharaj.
Dandavat a todos, Dandavat.
Y todavía los devotos siguen aquí haciendo servicio. Están muy entusiasmados.
Maharaj para todos.
Dandavat.
Dandavat Sila Asran Maharaj, Dandavat Sila Trivikram Maharaj. Buen día.
Dandavat, Haribandhu, Dandavat.
Dandavat para todos.
Hridai Krishna, Dandavat. Aquí vemos a muchos devotos. A Jai Kumar.
Dandavat Maharaj.
A Ishani. Dandavat, Ishani. ¿Y quién más? Aquí tenemos a Rukmini allá en Alachua y a Bhagavan Prabhu en Barcelona junto con Madhu Krishna. Vandana y Krishna Mohini allá en España. Dandavat, Krishna Mohini. Vandana Devidasi. Dandavat. ¿Quién es? Indra Chaitanya Prabhu. Indra Chaitanya, tienen el micrófono apagado. Y a Krishna Bandhu allá en Lima, Perú, a Praneshwari en Florida, a Krishna Kumar Prabhu allá en Madrid.
Venga, tío.
En Cataluña, Maharaj, en Cataluña.
En Cataluña, ándale.
Estoy viviendo en Figueres, en Cataluña.
Figueres, Cataluña, ok. Muy bien. Paramakaruna, Venezuela. El templo, ahí está el templo de Paramakaruna. ¿Quién está ahí haciendo flores o guirnaldas o arreglando los floreros?
Amala Didi.
Kamala, Dandavat, bien hecho, desde temprano ya ocupándose en el servicio.
Amala Didi.
Y a
Mala
Nanda
Didi.
Priya,
Maharaj, ¿te recuerdas de Mala Didi?
Mala Didi.
En
¿quién era?
Calcuta. En Calcuta, Mala Didi.
Mala Didi.
Sí, la señora que hacía las grinaldas, que empezaron a llamar de Mala Didi.
Ándale.
Ok, Mala Guirnalda. Dandavat Maharaj.
La señora que estaba cuando estábamos en Dom Park.
En Dom Park, sí.
Y Dandavat a todos, Dandavat. Estamos aquí platicando con Maharaj, que ayer tuvo su ceremonia de Vyasa Puya, su cumpleaños. Y nos estaba platicando de las gulab jamuns y de los pasteles. ¿Cuántos pasteles, Maharaj?
8 pasteles, Maharaj.
8 pasteles.
8 pasteles.
Muy bien.
Maharaj, aquí vamos en la cocina para ver aquí los devotos de la cocina trabajando. Mira.
Eso, muy bien.
Dirshinha Prabhu.
Nishinha Prabhu, Dandavat.
Aquí están Devarani Didi y Anushri Didi.
Anusri, Devarani, Dandavat.
Aquí está Shivani Didi.
Ivani, Dandavat, Dandavat.
Y mira, Maharaj, a ver aquí la gente toda, muchos miles de devotos trabajando.
Los incontables millones de devotos.
Y los incontables millones aquí están trabajando. Mira, yo estaba diciendo que estaban trabajando. Nossa.
Mira que fala portugués.
Sí. Y la señora llevó como ¿cómo se llama? Un cheque en su cabeza.
Maharaj, déjanos ver un poquito ese jardín tan bonito. El jardín.
Aquí están las nuevas construcciones, Maharaj. ¿Puede ver? ¿Las puede mirar?
Claro, claro que sí.
Ahí están. Este es Marco, que está trabajando duro ahí. ¿Lo puede ver?
Marco.
Se acha, Maharaj. Aquí está Jana Vididi, Arati Didi. ¿Las puede ver? A ver.
Claro que sí. Muy
Que
bien.
llevó un cachetazo en la cabeza.
Ándale.
Ahí está.
Dandavat, Dandavat a todos. Muy felices de verlos.
Aquí está Roberto.
Roberto. Muy bien, muy bien.
Qué bonito le está quedando eso, Maharaj.
¿Cuántos cuartos son ahí, Maharaj, que están haciendo?
Estamos haciendo habitaciones para los devotos, para que yo saque la plata de ellos.
Ok.
Y aquí estamos. Todo muy hermoso, ¿eh?
La casita, yo me recuerdo, la casa de Tulasi, al lado del templo.
Sí, el templo está ahí, pero yo no creo que haya conexión para ver las señorías, sus señorías.
Ah, porque si te apartas de la casa ya no va a haber transmisión.
Si quiere que yo intente.
Intente, sí, señor.
Vamos. Sígame.
Sí, señor, aquí vamos con usted.
Aquí está con muchos... Jazmín, ¿cómo se llama?
Jazmín, igual, Jazmín.
Ahí fue.
For the devotees who doesn't know Spanish, he's showing us that beautiful ashram where they live. No, that ashram was visited both by Srila Govinda Maharaj as well as by Srila Acharya Maharaj. And it's very beautiful in the mountains, in a place called Campos do Jordão. And the place is a touristic place known in the region.
Aquí estamos con sus señorías, Maharaj.
Ándele, que sí se pudo. Sí se pudo, mire que... Ah, qué bonitas. Ay, su nombre, Maharaj, su nombre, sí.
Sri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Madana Gopal Sri Giriraj Jiu.
Ándele, ¿qué tal? Dandavat.
Dandavat, Maharaj. Dandavat.
Dandavat, Ravinda Krishna and Mahalakshmi Dandavat.
Nice deities, Maharaj. Beautiful place.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah.
This is by the mercy of the devotees. Guru Deva left his deity here, Gauranga Sundar. Then Avaduta Maharaj, Srila Avaduta Maharaj brought Radha Madana Gopal, and Srila Janardana Maharaj gave the name.
Wow, very nice, Maharaj. If you can give it that to Singapore, will be good. Yeah. Then just thank you, Maharaj.
Now coming back to my home.
Yeah, much better if we go to Brazil, man. And we take darshan from the deities there. It's easier. Dandavat, Maharaj.
Very nice. Hizo nuestro día ya, Maharaj. Por
No,
mostrarnos
ustedes que han hecho mi día. Yo estoy contento por poder, porque siempre nos quedamos muy solos, ¿no? Y hoy hay un montón de gente, hay como un autobús ahí afuera, ¿no?
Muy bien, muy bien.
Tenemos 8 trabajando.
Y Maharaj, los otros que asistieron, ¿en dónde viven? ¿En dónde residen ellos? Where do they live? Where do the devotees? They attend the festival. Yesterday, Maharaj was his birthday, his Vyasa Puja. Then many devotees, like 30, 40 devotees, attended the Vyasa Puja and was very nice. And I'm asking him, what are the places where they live? Yes, Maharaj.
Ellos viven, la mayor parte de los devotos viven en São Paulo y municipios, ¿no? Otras ciudades cerca de São Paulo. Y tal vez uno otro. ¿Ah?
You can say also in English and Spanish.
Almost all of them, they live in São Paulo or some other cities around São Paulo, and some maybe 1 or 2 from other states. You know, like 7 hours driving or 5 hours driving.
Campos do Jordão is within the state of Sao Paulo.
São Paulo, yes. At the border, it's bordering Minas Gerais. The next state.
And Rio is in which Rio de Janeiro, in which state is?
I think the name is Rio de Janeiro. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's Rio de Janeiro is the state and Rio de Janeiro city is the capital.
Okay. Dandavad.
Qué bonito lugar, Maharaj. Muy inspirador ese servicio. Mande unas poquitas de bendiciones, a ver si hacemos algo acá.
Si essas bendiciones son de Srila Govinda Maharaj que nos han llegado ahí, ¿no? Por su divina gracia, por su misericordia con los caídos aquí de Brasil.
Ay, Maharaj, qué bonito servicio, qué inspirador, de verdad que sí.
Yo no he hecho casi nada, Rohini Didi ha hecho casi todo.
Ya, Rohini Didi aquí.
Ya.
Puedes invitarnos. Puedes invitarnos para allá para Brasil.
Bueno, tenemos, aquí vemos a Malati, David Asi, allá en casa, a Govinda Vilas. Es que no lo vemos a él. Ah, ya está, Govinda Vilas, Prabhu. Y a Jai Bardhan, allá en Malasia. ¿Malasia o Singapur?
Singapur, Maharaj. Dandavad.
Singapur, Dandavad.
Maharaj. Dandavad, Sri Vikram Maharaj. All devotees.
Y a Hridai Krishna, y a Prema Sundari, y a Canta Krishna Prabhu allá en Lima, Perú.
Dandavad Pranam Srila Bhakti Kushana Maharaj. Dandavad Pranam Srila Bhakti Vikram Maharaj.
Y a Satyabhama.
Pranam Srila Maharaj.
Dandavad. Satyabhama en Singapur también.
Dandavad Maharaj. Dandavad su santidad de Vikram Maharaj.
Dandavad. ¿Quién hablaba?
Villa Hari Maharaj.
Villa Hari. ¿Cómo sigue Esperanza?
Muy bien, Maharaj, ya está en casa. Hace días está en casa.
And also we have here Ananda Priya, Yubarani, David Asi. Where from is Yubarani? Rigoberto Ramírez, Krishna Mohini, already we say Dandavad to her, Arjun Krishna and Vishaka there in Costa Rica, Satya Sundari, Dandavad.
Maharaj, how are you, Maharaj?
Dandavad, well. Well, and all of you there at home?
All blessings, Maharaj.
Okay, very good. Tina Dayal Prabhu in Bogotá. Dandavat. Krishna Chandra en Duitama. Triveni en Venezuela. Dandavat Triveni.
Dandavat, pranams. Sila Kusunaran Maharaj.
Estamos aquí con Sila Trivikra Maharaj. Estamos esperando que aparezca Sila Janardan Maharaj, Puri Maharaj. A ver qué más tenemos. En la reunión Hari Balava Prabhu, aquí lo tenemos en Lima, Perú, allá en Barranco.
Dandavat Maharaj, muy buenos días.
Buenos días, buenos días. Rukmini, ya la habíamos saludado, Rukmini allá en Alachua, los Estados Unidos. Amiya Sindhu Prabhu, Dandavat. Where are you right now, Amiya?
Dandavat Maharaj. I'm right now in Rajasthan, in Jodhpur.
In Rajasthan.
Yes, Maharaj.
All right.
But I'm going back to Bengal after like a couple of days.
In Jaipur.
Jodhpur.
Jodhpur.
Near to Jaipur.
Okay. Y Ananta Shesh Prabhu allá en Spain. Dandavat, Ananta Shesh Prabhu. Indra Chaitanya, we already offer our obeisances to him. They are living right now in where? Indra Chaitanya, you are in Chile?
Yes, Maharaj, Dandavat.
Dandavat a todos allá en casa. Dandavat to everyone there at home. And also here we have many names, not the camera, not the mirror, but Amiya Sindhu already, Uttara, Devidasi, maybe there in Colombia, in Paipa, Duitama, Dandavat. Dhruvananda Das, aquí lo tenemos en Salamanca.
Dandavat Maharaj.
Dandavat, ¿cómo está todo? How's everything, Dhruvananda Prabhu?
Muy bien, Maharaj. Ya el miércoles por ahí me tienen las protecciones.
Ándale, esas son buenas noticias.
Sí.
Madhavendra Puri también, allá en Colombia, me imagino, en Medellín. Y Nitya Gopal Das.
Dandavat Maharaj.
Dandavat, Nitya Gopal Prabhu. ¿En dónde está Nitya Gopal?
Maharaj en Sogamoso, Boyacá, Colombia.
Boyacá, ok, Colombia.
Gusto saludarlo, Maharaj.
Sí, igualmente a todos. Sadhu Maharaj está presente, no lo habíamos visto. Sadhu Maharaj, Dandavat.
Dandavat Pranas Maharaj, aquí.
Dandavat.
Haciendo un poquito las labores de la mañana para prepararme para el festival, pero bien, escuchándolo.
Ok. ¿Qué hacen, Maharaj? ¿Qué
Ahorita es programa de domingo, guirnaldas, cocina, planchando ropita, preparando todo para recibir a los devotos.
Muy bien.
Recording in progress.
En el templo de Parama Karuna, ¿no? Sri Guru Gaura Nityananda. Nitya y Gaura Chandra. El nombre de las deidades allá es Nitya y Gaura Chandra, ¿ah?
Sí, Parama Karuna y Gaura Chandra. Giri Govardhan also.
Giri Govardhan, Giri Raj, muy bien. Pues es un gusto, miren que todos están desde tempranito. Ya están ocupados en el servicio. Brindavan Vilasini, aquí la tenemos también. Ya me parece está en México.
Así es, Maharaj.
Dandavat
a sus sagrados pies de loto, a usted, a Shila Vijay Trivikar Maharaj, a toda la asamblea de devotos reunidos, a Srimati Madhuchanda Devidasi. Ofrezco mis humildes reverencias a sus sagrados pies de loto. Y sí, continuamos en México, espero que ya pocos días.
Muy bien.
Dandavat Maharaj.
Les brindaban Vilasinis a Servitor, a very good servitor there in the Veracruz community in Mexico. And then we have Mathuranath Prabhu. Mathuranath, I think he's in Russia because here we see some letters, maybe in Roski. Mathuranath Prabhu, Dandavad. Dandavad, Dandavad. Which city are you established, Mathuranath Prabhu? Oh. In which city are you now? Arenburg. Okay, da. All right. In Russia. Okay. Very good, very good. I'm very happy to have you here with all our God brothers and God sisters, yes. One moment. Then, Madhuchanda también la tenemos aquí. Madhuchanda Devidasi Raghunandan Prabhu Dandavad. ¿No se escucha? ¿Me pueden escuchar?
Sí, Maharaj.
Sí, Maharaj, perfecto.
A lo mejor no están cerquita ahorita de la computadora o del teléfono. Ramanuja Prabhu e Ishwari Devidasi allá en... ¿cómo se llama la ciudad? Ramanuja.
Nada, Maharaj, Alicante.
Alicante. Muy
Municipio Almoradí.
Muy bien. Y aquí tenemos a Janardhan Maharaj. Dandavad Pranam Maharaj.
Dandavad.
Bueno tenerte aquí.
Dandavad Maharaj.
Tenemos a Sadhu Maharaj, tenemos a Trivikram Maharaj. No sé si Puri Maharaj ya lo tenemos aquí, pero...
Tenemos Trivikram Maharaj.
Sí, Trivikram Maharaj está.
Ayer era su
Vyasa Puya, sí.
Sí.
Estamos hablando de eso. Nos enseñó unas tomas muy bonitas del jardín, del templo. Tuvimos la audiencia de las deidades. Que tú dices el nombre. Nos mostró la casita de Tulasi, la habitación donde está Maharaj. Y a muchos devotos cocinando y haciendo labores ahí en los jardines. Están haciendo unas construcciones nuevas, unas habitaciones nuevas para los devotos.
Muy bien.
Danda Vasila Janardhan Maharaj, buenos días.
Dando su santidad Maharaj, dando.
Danda para los devotos.
Dandavad, Janardhan Maharaj. Gracias. Dandavad.
Dandavad, Krishna, Dandavad Prabhu.
Dandavad Maharaj.
Ashra Maharaj and Janardhan Maharaj and Trivikram Maharaj. Jai Kumar is raising his hand. He wants to say something.
I think he had his hand up from yesterday.
No. Just now I took Maharaj. Can I say something, Maharaj?
No, go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. Maharaj, today, after our Zoom meeting, I tried to contact Sripad Niri Maharaj, but he's out of contact. But I through someone else, I came to know he's safe. He's inside his room and he's safe. He's just currently into some depression or something, so he's not communicating. But generally, he's safe. So nothing to worry about him.
Except for
And
one thing, I talked with some people also.
Yeah.
Basically, he doesn't want all this responsibility. He doesn't want to be the acharya. He doesn't want to be set. He doesn't want all the people coming to him paying bills. He also doesn't want to be called His Divine Grace. He doesn't want all these things.
So I mean, today I mean I spoke with Shripat Mangal Maharaj also. I mean, he also I mean little bit explained about the situation there. Unfortunately, he could not I mean join in with voice. His telephone has had some technical issue. We spoke a lot, and later I mean Shanta Maharaj also contacted, and he wants to I mean express his views. If at all he would be permitted into our meeting, this meeting. If I mean the devotees could give permission, I mean I can just poke him and he can join.
Jai Kumar Prabhu.
Yes.
We have talked about this, and we have come to the conclusion that this meeting, especially the Sunday meeting, which we held during the presence of Srila Acharya Maharaj, and now that we are continuing and having the opportunity to talk and to see so many of our God sisters and God brothers around, should not be used for these subject matters, means administratives and things, and no, this meeting is to have this beautiful contact with the realizations of our guardians, with the beautiful service the devotees are doing around the world. And now then another occasions like yesterday at night, no, it was like midnight here in Mexico, or a little in other parts of the world, perhaps later at night. Then we had a discussion and we deal with all these matters. But on Sunday, Jai Krishna, we are inviting everyone to come and to hear about what Srila Janardhan has to say, what Vikram Maharaj has to say, but things related to our inspirational side of our service, how we can engage in service. Then in that way, this meeting will be like desirable for everyone. Otherwise, we're going to get into the things like are not sometimes pleasant to hear, this, that, and the whole meeting will be ruined.
I agree, Maharaj. I mean,
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I agree, Maharaj. I just conveyed what he expressed as.
No, I know, but that should be dealt with, if possible, another time.
Separately, yes, definitely.
Like we did yesterday, and we are ready to do any more times.
Sure, Maharaj. That's Maharaj.
Praneshwari, where are you?
Dhanavad Maharaj. I am in Miami, Florida, and I'm praying that we can continue reading Guidance 1. You left on the chapter called Do Not Follow Your Mind, Surrender to Your Guru, page 37 on Guidance 1.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'm reading from Guidance by His Divine Grace Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj. Okay. And
page 37.
yes, I know. But here. Puja Shri Guru Varga Vandita Mahabhavan Vitaya Sada Purvaparya Parampara Prachalita Praja Pramurta Krite Bhaktir Nirmala Nirjarasya Nibritam Samrakshakam Sadaram Bande Shri Gurudevam Anata Shira Charya Varyam Nijam. Okay. Page Guidance, Volume 1. Do not follow your mind, surrender to your Guru. Actually, how can we understand that we are doing bhajan, that we are proceeding, we are practicing and developing our Krishna consciousness life? We do not realize this. We cannot avoid rain or some bad weather, but as soon as we can avoid it, we should immediately join the Krishna consciousness program. If you are getting pleasure from your practice, then you should think that something is happening, that you are practicing Krishna consciousness, and that some bhajan is happening. We do not know what is good for us, what is bad for us, what will happen to us. Gurudev knows everything, the Lord knows. We cannot decide anything for ourselves. Krishna will decide everything for me. Gurudev will decide everything for me, but we ourselves cannot decide what should happen and what should not happen. Raghunath Das Goswami tried to come to Mahaprabhu many times. So many obstacles came to him through practicing Krishna consciousness. But Mahaprabhu sent him back. Go back to your house. Who would have thought? Mahaprabhu said to him again and again, Batul hao na, pagal hao na. Do not become crazy. Do not become crazy. You go back to your home and serve your family, and internally in your heart you can remember me. That is sufficient for you. What happened to him later? In the end, he got shelter of Mahaprabhu's lotus feet. You all know that. In another way, you can see Srila Sanatana Goswami also. Sanatana Goswami thought, I will commit suicide. I will throw my body under the chariot of Jagannath Dev during the Ratha Yatra. But Mahaprabhu chastised him so much. What are you doing? Do you think this body is yours? Dikakale bhakta kore atma samarpan. When a devotee takes shelter, takes initiation, at that time he gives his body and his everything to Gurudev. So Mahaprabhu said to him, you have taken my shelter, you have given everything, even your body to me, then why do you want to spoil and destroy my things, my property? After that, Mahaprabhu reassured Sanatana Goswami, I will use this body for so much service. You think it is your body, but it is not. It is my property, and I will use this property in many ways. I have so many things to do through this property. So you think about it. Even Sanatana Goswami is showing that he wanted to follow his mind. But what did the Lord himself say? He changed everything. Later, Mahaprabhu sent him to Vrindavan to preach his conception. He instructed him, serve the Vaishnavas, print books, and when from Goramandal some old Vaishnavas come to Vrindavan, take care of them. That kind of service Mahaprabhu gave to Sanatana Goswami. We cannot follow our mind. We do not know what will be good for us. So what instructions Gurudev gives, what Gurudev's desire is, and what will happen depends on him. Give up everything to him. Do you understand? So this is, do not follow your mind, surrender to your Guru. This is, so, we'll continue, but does anyone have any comments or any questions they want to ask about this? Huh? Is this available in Spanish?
Lakshmikanti.
It is. It is available in Spanish, Maharaj. It's on the website.
Yeah, but okay.
Maharaj, right now, just copy the extract that you read, Maharaj, on the chat, so everybody in Spanish could read it, Maharaj.
Very good. Very good.
It's only a page and a half. Maybe, Ashramars, do you want to read it in Spanish?
But I don't know if I have that volume. Which volume we have? You are reading, Maharaj.
Volume 1.
Volume 1. I have, let me see, 1 second. I have volume 3, Maharaj. I don't know if I have, and I don't want to miss time.
Maharaj, if you want, Maharaj, I can. Maharaj,
yes.
If you want, I can share in the screen so you can read it for the screen, Maharaj.
No, you can read it yourself. Who is Acharya Ratna? Who is talking?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yes, you can read yourself, Acharya Ratna.
Okay, Maharaj, I will.
Maharaj está pidiendo si puedes traducir esa parte donde está, que él leyó, justo la que él leyó.
Gurudev, vamos a leer por la solicitud de
No sigas a tu mente, no sigas a tu mente, siga a tu a Sri Guru.
Muy bien, Maharaj. No sigas a tu mente, ríndete a tu Guru. 16 de junio de 2010. Realmente, ¿cómo podemos entender que estamos haciendo vayan, que estamos procediendo, que estamos practicando y desarrollando nuestra vida de conciencia de Krishna? No nos damos cuenta de ello. No podemos evitar la lluvia o un mal clima, pero tan pronto como podamos evitarlo, inmediatamente debemos unirnos al programa de conciencia de Krishna. Si están obteniendo placer de su práctica, entonces deben pensar que algo está ocurriendo, que están practicando conciencia de Krishna y que algún vayan está sucediendo. No sabemos lo que es bueno o lo que es malo para nosotros, lo que nos ocurrirá. Gurudev lo sabe todo, el Señor lo sabe. No podemos decir nada por nosotros mismos. Krishna decidirá todo por mí, Gurudev decidirá todo por mí, pero nosotros mismos no podemos decidir lo que debe ocurrir y lo que no debe ocurrir. Raghunath Das Goswami trató de ir donde Mahaprabhu muchas veces. Muchos obstáculos vinieron a él a través de la práctica de la conciencia de Krishna. Pero Mahaprabhu lo envió de vuelta. Vuelve a tu casa. ¿Quién lo habría pensado? Mahaprabhu le dijo una y otra vez, Batul Haona, Pagal Haona, no enloquezcas, no enloquezcas. Vuelve a tu casa y sirve a tu familia e internamente, en tu corazón, puedes recordarme. Eso es suficiente para ti. ¿Qué le ocurrió después? Al final, obtuvo el refugio de los pies del loto de Mahaprabhu. Todos ustedes lo saben. Por otra parte, también pueden ver a Srila Sanatan Goswami. Sanatan Goswami pensó, me suicidaré, lanzaré mi cuerpo bajo la carroza de Yagannadev durante el Ratra Yatra. Pero Mahaprabhu lo regañó mucho. ¿Qué estás haciendo? ¿Piensas que este cuerpo es tuyo? Dikshakale Bhaktakare Atma Samarpan. Cuando un devoto toma refugio, toma iniciación, en ese momento entrega su cuerpo y su todo a Gurudev. Así pues, Mahaprabhu le dijo, has tomado mi refugio, me has dado todo, incluso tu cuerpo. Entonces, ¿por qué deseas estropear y destruir mis cosas, mi propiedad? Después de eso, Mahaprabhu tranquilizó a Sanatan Goswami. Usaré este cuerpo para mucho servicio. Piensas que es tu cuerpo, pero no lo es. Es mi propiedad. Y usaré esta propiedad de muchas maneras. Tengo muchas cosas que hacer a través de esta propiedad. Así que piensen en esto. Incluso Sanatan Goswami está mostrando que él quiso seguir su mente. Pero, ¿qué dijo el Señor mismo? Lo cambió todo. Más tarde, Mahaprabhu lo envió a Vrindavan a predicar su concepción. Él le instruyó. Sirva a los Vaishnavas. Imprime libros y cuando vayan a Vrindavan algunos Vaishnavas mayores desde Gaura Mandal, cuida de ellos. Este tipo de servicio Mahaprabhu le dio a Sanatan Goswami. No podemos seguir nuestra mente. No sabemos lo que será bueno para nosotros. Entonces las instrucciones que da Gurudev, lo que Gurudev desea y lo que sucederá dependen de él. Entréguenle todo. ¿Lo entienden? Ya, Gurudev. Así termina el capítulo, Maharaj.
It's good that we hear this in English and in Spanish, because we are audience that has many persons who speak English and many persons who also speak Spanish. So it's good to hear this in a scripture. We want to hear, not just read. So it's good. But now we can also have some discussion about this, because these are especially important points being brought up in important places in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. The first example given is of Raghunath Das Goswami. And Raghunath Das Goswami, he tried to always run away from his home. His mother was very upset. His father was a very wealthy man. They were like, today they would be like billionaires, very rich. They controlled all the taxes going to the Muslim government, and they were collecting from all the rich persons. And they received a portion of that collection. They were what is called zamindars. Zamindars means landholders, or in Spanish it would be latifundistas. So anyway, many times Raghunath Das Goswami tried to run away. He tried to go with the devotees. Every year the devotees were going to Jagannath Puri, and Raghunath Das tried to go with them to Puri. But his father would always send many persons to catch him and bring him back. So one time Raghunath's mother was so upset, she said, why don't you chain Raghunath Das so he cannot go anywhere? Keep him chained like a dog. And Raghunath's father was very sad, and he said he already has what would be chains for a normal person. He said he has a beautiful wife who's so beautiful, like an apsara. She's like a heavenly, she has heavenly beauty. She's so beautiful. And he also has so much money. No one could spend this much money in one lifetime. So this would be enough. Beautiful woman and so much money would be enough to chain any normal person. But Raghunath Das is not satisfied with these. And these, so how can chaining him, how can physical chains work? These things should be enough to already chain him. So his father was very sad. Then one time Raghunath Das went to meet with Mahaprabhu when Mahaprabhu was visiting and was visiting there. And I don't know if I believe that Mahaprabhu visited to Panihati, near Panihati, or either there or Advaita Acharya place in Shantipur. But Raghunath Das took permission from his father just to visit shortly with Mahaprabhu was there. And then Mahaprabhu told Raghunath Das what is mentioned here in the book. He said, don't be he used the word also, Markata Vairagi. Markata means monkey. And he said, don't be a monkey renunciant. Like we remember before, the Markata Vairagi, like a monkey renunciant, we can see sometimes the hippies, they're like that. Because I remember Srila Govinda Maharaj, the devotees would want to go to the Rainbow Festival every year to preach there. And that Rainbow Festival had many, many hippies there. So sometimes these persons were walking around without any clothes. And then, because they were walking around nude, Srila Govinda Maharaj called that festival the Noodle Festival. Because of nude, he'd call it the Noodle Festival. And so apparently the hippies, they're many times they won't eat any cooked food. They only like to eat fruit or raw food. Sometimes they don't wear any clothes. This is like the monkeys. The monkeys don't have any clothes. The monkeys only eat fruit. So they appear to be very renounced. But the consciousness of the monkeys is that monkeys are living in the trees. They don't have any, they eat fruit and they like bananas or some fruit, and they don't have any, and they eat fruit and don't have any clothes. But what is their consciousness? The monkeys are only thinking about meeting with other monkeys and having sex, and this is enjoying life like this. So Mahaprabhu told to Raghunath Das, don't be like a monkey renunciant. And then he told him, go back and act like a normal person. Don't try to make like a show of your devotion. So Raghunath Das went home and he helped his father. There was some dispute with a Muslim Chowdhury, and Raghunath Das, his uncle and his father were hiding from the Muslim. They were trying to arrest them. And Raghunath Das made some meeting and settled everything with the Muslim, and it was arranged the Muslim would get a certain percentage, and everything was settled then. So Raghunath Das acted like an expert businessman. And then his father and mother was very happy with him. And later, through Nityananda Prabhu, Nityananda asked Raghunath Das to make one Chir Doi festival, one festival of yogurt and rice flakes. Chir is like rice flakes. It's soaked in water and then mixed with yogurt. So after that, Raghunath Das satisfied Nityananda Prabhu, and he got the blessings of Nityananda Prabhu, and then he was able to go to Puri. But here it is mentioned, don't make an outward show of devotion. You just try to behave in a sane way, and Krishna will give you all his mercy. So that's this one story mentioned by Acharya Maharaj of Raghunath Das, that don't make an outward show of devotion. You try to develop some internal realization and serve Gurudev. And the second example is of Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami, one time when he went to Puri to meet with Mahaprabhu, he went through the same jungle or forest where Mahaprabhu traveled to go to Vrindavan, the forest of Jarikhanda. Now, this Niriha Maharaj, he's from Jharkhand state. Jharkhand state is near Bihar, and that's where the Jarikhanda forest is, in Jharkhand state. So Jharkhand and Jarikhanda, you can understand. So one time, Sanatana Goswami was traveling through that Jharkhand forest. And in that Jharkhand forest, there are elephants, there are tigers, there are many. Of course, now it is not like that. Those animals are all in Sundarban, which is more far away. But in those days, there were tigers and elephants and so many animals in the forest. And Sanatana Goswami traveled through there. And while he was traveling through that jungle, he got some disease of the skin, and he had sores all over his body, and those sores were leaking some moisture, and like itchy moisture and sores all over his body. So Sanatana Goswami was very sad at this condition, and he thought his body is useless. So when he got to Puri, then Mahaprabhu with Sanatana Goswami, and Mahaprabhu would embrace Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami was very upset. He's thinking, I'm making big offense because this bad liquid from my body, from the sores on my body, it is infecting Mahaprabhu, it is going onto his body. So he was thinking, what can he do? And then he's thinking, my body is useless, and I work with the Muslim government, and I cannot enter the temple of Jagannath Puri. So my body is useless. I'm condemned. What can I do? So he thought, I'm here in Puri, and Puri is an auspicious place. So if I give up, if I can throw my body under the wheels of the Jagannath chariot and commit suicide, then I can get some benefit and I can obtain a higher destination. But Mahaprabhu knew what is the mind of Sanatana Goswami. And he told Sanatana Goswami, if by committing suicide, if by giving up this body, I could get Krishna, I could give up millions of bodies. But this is in the mode of ignorance. You will not get Krishna by this. You cannot get Krishna in such a cheap way. And then he told to Sanatana Goswami, when you take initiation, you promised to give your body for my service. And I promised my mother, Mahaprabhu said, I promised my mother I will stay in Puri, but I have much service to do in Vrindavan. So you and your brother will do that service in Vrindavan, and I have much service to do through your body. So you cannot destroy what is my property. If you destroy the property of someone else, that is against the law. So you cannot do that. Then he told Sanatana Goswami like this. So here Acharya Maharaj is mentioning that when we take initiation, there we have given our body for the service of Gurudev. So we have to consider, it is not for our own enjoyment, and it is not to do what we want. We have to follow the instructions of Gurudev, and this will be the proper use of our body and mind. So these two examples were given by Acharya Maharaj in this lecture. Don't follow your mind, follow Sri Guru. So this is an example, and there are important points brought up in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. The examples of Das Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami. So this is a good lesson. This is one of the central lessons that we are to learn about how to follow the instructions of Srila Gurudev and not follow our mind. And that was the first thing that Srila Bhakti Rakha said to Srila Govinda Maharaj. When Govinda Maharaj went there, Maharaj said, so can you stay here? Will you stay? And Srila Govinda Maharaj said yes. And then Srila Guru Maharaj, he said, and can you follow me, not follow your mind? So this idea of not following our mind, it is said in the Bhagavad Gita that the mind can be the best friend or the worst enemy. Well, I don't know when my mind has ever been my best friend. Not happened. Maybe it will happen millions of lifetimes from now, I don't know. But my mind is not my best friend. My mind will only be my best friend when I'm following Gurudev. So, you try to follow Gurudev, try to follow Gurudev's instructions, and don't follow your mind. You may say, sometimes my mind gives me good instructions. Sometimes my mind tells me to chant the Mahamantra. Sometimes my mind tells me to do devotional service. Yes, but that is a trick. Your mind is saying, see, I am your friend. You could follow me. Now let us enjoy. The trick your mind will play. Your mind dresses up very nicely and says, oh, you see, I am so nice. But your mind is not so nice. Don't become tricked by your mind. Stay with the instructions of Gurudev. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, when you wake up in the morning, now here, it is still early in the morning. It is 8 o'clock in the morning here in California. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said, when you wake up in the morning, you should beat your mind, 100 times with a shoe? You heard that? Yes. And then in the evening, maybe in the evening, you should beat your mind 100 times with a broomstick. Like that. So That is this, today's, we can continue reading, but this was from Guidance 1 of Acharya Maharaj. Do not follow your mind, surrender to your Guru. Acharya Maharaj, you have any comment?
Well, no, Maharaj, very thanks. I mean, just to give you thanks. I know that devotees, no, our God brothers, our God sisters, they are not ill-intentioned. And for sure, Jai Kumar probably just wanted to mention this but I'm very happy that you did not accept that involvement, or how do you say, that you did not answer this thing and get into the discussion, but instead of that, give us this beautiful moment of pastimes and reflections on what is our duty and what is our devotional life. It's very, very precious. No, therefore we need to maintain this type of meeting, no, free from everything else, but to discuss the scriptures. Then we have the whole week to make so many meetings and discussions and this and that, and as far as one can think, he is able to do something. But these things is like nectar. It's like it's like our gas, our combustible, nuestro combustible para continuar. And we are very grateful that you are, besides you are not feeling so well, but you are here and you are partaking these readings from Srila Acharya Maharaj books.
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
Yes, Jai Kumar Prabhu. I know nobody is trying to do something wrong, no. But it is very beautiful if we take these moments and we dedicate it to what they are meant for. And when we delight so much when we were in the presence of Srila Acharya Maharaj. Now we have
Maharaj.
Yes.
We are happy to have your association, Maharaj.
So we have any new, what did Jai Kumar, what you said?
We are happy to have your association and hear the nectarian Satsanga, Maharaj.
Okay. And then we can continue with the next reading, all right?
Yes.
This is called Householders. Appearance is deceptive. Okay, the last lecture was from 16 June 2010. This is from 17 June 2010. Householders. Appearance is deceptive. Question. It is said that we should give up our material activities and increase our devotional service. But how to harmonize it if a person has to work hard to maintain their family? This is a question. And then here, this is Acharya Maharaj. They can do everything within their family life as devotional activities because actually it is not their family, it is Krishna's family. If they think it is their family, it is a problem. But if they think that it is Krishna's family, then whatever they do will be for Krishna. If you have children, taking care of these children is also service to the Lord. You can teach them how to practice devotional activities, and that child will be a devotee, will serve the Lord and the Guru. Everything is for Krishna. You can turn your house into a temple. In this world, people know only exploitation and renunciation. But Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Mahaprabhu explained that Krishna is the biggest enjoyer in this world. No one can enjoy more than Krishna. All gopis also said, we do not want renunciation. We do not want to go to the jungle and chant. We want you to stay and enjoy with us. This is very important for our spiritual life. We do not want a life of renunciation. We do not like that. But we want to live a happy life with the Lord, to live a happy life through Krishna consciousness. So one time also Gurudev said that even our sannyasis in one sense they are like grihastas, because there are 6 principles of Sharanagati. One is to accept everything favorable for the service of the Lord. Another is to reject everything unfavorable for surrender. To first accept everything favorable for surrender, to reject everything that is unfavorable or against surrendering. Then is to feel oneself to be always protected by the Lord. Then also humility, that is another principle. Then Gopritve Varanam is to enter into the family of the Lord. And the last principle of Sharanagati is Atma Nivedanam, to utilize everything, mind, intelligence, words, everything in the service of the Lord. So we are Gopritve Varanam, we are entering, accepting the Lord as our guardian, or we are entering into the family of the Lord. So in that sense, we could say even our sannyasis, they are like grihastas, because we are all entering into the family of the Lord. I have no family of I'm not living in a normal household life, because Govinda Maharaj said the difference between a home and a house is in a home one has a wife. So I don't have a wife, I am a sannyasi, but I am also one sense you could say, like living in the family of the Lord. Gurudev said even our sannyasis, they are like householders in that way. In question, externally, Pundarik Vidyanidhi used to behave as an ordinary person, and sometimes we may become confused. How can it be possible that such great personalities can behave like an ordinary soul? Mahaprabhu always called Pundarik Vidyanidhi Baba, father. In Dwarpara Yuga, he is Radharani's father, King Vrishabhanu. And in Kali Yuga, he becomes Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Mahaprabhu knew this and gave much honor to him, although Pundarik Vidyanidhi was a householder. Pundarik Vidyanidhi was a rich man, looking like a landlord, and he would always chew pan, a mixture of tobacco, pulses, nuts, etc., and spit it out at the wall. Everyone was appalled. What is this man doing? It is a dirty habit. People did not like him, and even Gadadhar Pandit prized to see Pundarik Vidyanidhi's behavior. But when he asked Mahaprabhu to give him initiation, Mahaprabhu said, "Your guru is coming, wait for him." And later he told Gadadhar Pandit to take initiation from Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Also, how can you understand that Bhakti Vinod Thakur is a great personality? He was actually Saptam Goswami, the 7th Goswami, but he would mix with Atul, Baal, Kartabhaja, with all these bad people of Apasampradaya. He knew why he mixed with that kind of misconception. When he was in Krishna Nagar, he saw that Mahaprabhu's conception had been lost, and there was much misconception going on instead. And because he wanted to purify, conquer the people with this kind of mentality, he had to mix with them. Gurudev also sometimes mixed with such people. There was a very big man who donated some money to build a house for the Goshala in Navadip, but he smoked a pipe. Once he asked Gurudev, "Do you know what my pipe is saying?" Gurudev joked, "Yes, it is saying Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna." Gurudev also mixed with such kind of people. But anyhow, later that man became a great devotee. So how can you understand such personalities? Sometimes their behavior seems bad, but they are actually great. You cannot understand who they are by their appearance. When Das Goswami Prabhu went to meet Mahaprabhu at first, Mahaprabhu told him to go back to his house, and he did that. He got married and led a household life. The Grihastha people say, oh, but after that he left his wife and again went to Mahaprabhu. But it was necessary to rescue Jiva souls, to rescue all the universe. Until you have reached a particular stage, level of realization, you cannot understand who is a devotee and who is not just by their external behavior. You must reach that stage, then you can understand it. So this is an answer to a question about Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he said, until a Vaishnava shows us who he is, we cannot understand who is that Vaishnava. Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he looked like a rich man, and Gadadhar Pandit was very confused when he saw the activities of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. I had not heard before this example of Pundarik Vidyanidhi spitting pan against the wall. When people chew pan, their teeth become stained red, and if pan will fall on your clothes, it will make red spots on your clothes, and spitting it against the wall will leave red marks on the wall. So people did not like that. Here, I not heard that example before, but I know that when Gadadhar Pandit, Mukunda took him to see Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Mukunda said, do you want to meet a Vaishnava? So when Gadadhar Pandit saw Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he could not understand who he was. But then Mukunda began singing a verse about how Krishna saved Putana, the witch who came disguised as a beautiful woman to kill Krishna with poison on her breast. But Krishna sucked the poison, sucked her breast, and sucked the life air out of Putana, and then gave Putana elevation to the Vatsalya category, liberation to the category of Krishna's parents. So when Mukunda sang that verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, then Pundarik Vidyanidhi began tearing out all his hair, tearing his clothes, destroying the room. And then Gadadhar Pandit thought, oh, I have committed some offense to this person. He is a great Vaishnava. Yes, that Pundarik Vidyanidhi is an incarnation of Shabanu Raj, the father of Srimati Radharani. Mahaprabhu was having Radharani's emotions and sentiment, and he is calling out Bap Pundarik, calling Pundarik as father. So this way, Gadadhar Pandit, he is also mentioned to be the Shakti. Shakti, Radharani is in the category of Shakti. So Gadadhar Pandit is also like having that energy of Srimati Radharani. And natural relationship between Gadadhar Pandit and Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And then Gadadhar Pandit thought he had committed some offense, and he wanted to accept Pundarik Vidyanidhi as his guru, and Mahaprabhu approved of that. Actually, when I came to the lotus feet of Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, I also thought before I knew Guru Maharaj, I thought I had committed many offenses against him. I made life very difficult for Ashram Maharaj. Ashram Maharaj, Ashram Maharaj took sannyas from Guru Maharaj, and when he came back to Mexico, I had all of Ashram Maharaj's bags put out on the street. I made Ashram Maharaj's life very difficult. And when I came to Guru Maharaj, I thought, I have made many offenses to Guru Maharaj and his devotees, so I should accept Guru Maharaj. I should accept him as my guru. I should take shelter of him. And I tried to do that. And when Goswami Maharaj, he called to Ashram Maharaj, and he told Ashram Maharaj, oh, you know Ashram Maharaj, there's a new sannyasi. And Ashram Maharaj said, oh, that's very nice, very nice. He was very ecstatic. He said, who is that? And then Goswami Maharaj says, I think you know him. And he told Ashram Maharaj who I was. And Ashram Maharaj, and he became very shocked. Ashram Maharaj said, Krishna, what are you doing with me? But I thought I had to surrender to Guru Maharaj. Like Gadadhar, I tried to follow the example given by Gadadhar Pandit, that when he committed some offense, he thought to Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he thought I should accept him as a guru. Anyway, now my relationship with Ashram Maharaj, we are very close. I always have close relationship with Ashram Maharaj. And anything that is happening in this mission, I will always discuss with Ashram Maharaj. We talk many times. So this example I understand. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he says, unless a Vaishnava shows himself to you, you cannot know who is a Vaishnava. It is also like that with chanting the holy name. We're chanting the holy name, but are we really chanting Shuddha Nam? That remains to be seen. We cannot say. But we still pray for the mercy of the holy name upon us. That the holy name will take away all our offenses, and maybe we can come out of the stage of namaparad, of making offenses to the holy name, if the holy name will reveal themselves to us. That will be the mercy of the holy name. Anyway, this nice example given by Acharya Maharaj, answer to the question about the nature of grihastha life. And also, Prahlad Maharaj answers that in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Prahlad Maharaj told the school children, you must develop Krishna consciousness from your early childhood. Otherwise, you will all become entrapped by playing games, playing sports, always following the sports, and then you will also have family, and you will have children, and you will think that when the children first learning to talk, they cannot pronounce words very nicely. I remember my brother, when he was very young, he could not say, he would try to say, I don't like corn, but he would say, I know yike corn. I know yike corn. And everyone thinks that this kind of strange talking of the babies and children, oh, it is very nice. And I've seen many grown devotees talking to children, and they talk like they were children. Oh, yeah, well, yeah, baba, but yeah, baba, wah, wah. This kind of stuff. So, Prahlad Maharaj says that kind of baby talk is very enchanting, more enchanting to the ears of the Grihastas and the Vedas. So, we are to learn. What is the first comment made by Acharya Maharaj? He says here. He says, anyway, he says that your family must be used for the service of Krishna. Anyway, like this. Nice examples here. Do we have Puri Maharaj here? How How about Trivikram Maharaj?
Dandavats, Maharaj. Dandavats. I'm here listening you. Like how cruel you were with Ashram Maharaj. That was very funny. I already had heard before, and that is very famous in our mission.
But later, when I was approaching Guru Maharaj, then I talked with Ashram Maharaj. I invited Ashram Maharaj to join us in Ratha Yatra, and Ashram Maharaj, he came to Ratha Yatra, and we were dancing together in Ratha Yatra in Guadalajara, and also Ashram Maharaj gave me many books and pictures of Guru Maharaj. He gave me pictures, and he gave me books of Guru Maharaj, and like that. Then Ashram Maharaj, he helped me, and then later when I went with Guru Maharaj told me, so when you leave ISKCON, don't take any men, money, or properties. So I was thinking, okay, I will leave ISKCON. I will not take any men or money. So I told Ashram Maharaj, so I will leave all my disciples in ISKCON. And Ashram Maharaj said, no, you have to give them a choice of deciding and they want to follow you and be with Guru Maharaj, or they will stay in ISKCON. So we had one big meeting at a farm we had in Mexico, and Ashram Maharaj came to that. And it was a big meeting, and we gave everyone the choice. Because I had some disciples, and I said, do you want to stay in ISKCON? Because you didn't join to be with me, you joined to be in ISKCON. So do you want to stay in ISKCON? Or I'm going with Srila Sridhar Maharaj, you want to go with Srila Sridhar Maharaj. But you have to decide, because I don't want to trick you. If you want, you have to know that you will not be accepted by ISKCON. And many of them stayed in ISKCON. But some went with me, and they gave us one big truck, and we carried those persons by the truck to a farm of Devala, of Deveshwar, in the outskirts, in what's called Los Altos de Jalisco, a high place in Jalisco in the hills. There was not even any water there. They would bring water from a nearby well. And all the devotees, we just dropped them off there, and then myself and one other person, we went into Guadalajara to look for a place. We stayed with them. Prakashananda was one devotee, and his family stayed there. I remember they had one son whose name at that time was Prabhupada Das. And he was a baby, and I used to play one game with him. They put the baby on his back, and he could not turn over. And then the baby would move his hands and legs, and we would say, oh, look, you see, he's doing like a cockroach. Very, very funny game we would play. And then later, we found a place in Guadalajara. But Ashram Maharaj, he told me, I will not help you unless you give the people the choice of choosing between following and going with Guru Maharaj or staying in ISKCON. You have to give them that choice. I said, well, I'm not supposed to take any men, money, or property, so I didn't want to take any men. But Ashram Maharaj says, no, it's not a question of taking them. You give them the choice. So some went with me, and then later, some of those people were crying, oh, all my friends, they're still in ISKCON. Sunday feast, nice prasadam, everything. Nice temple, deities. So many of them went back to ISKCON, and a few stayed with me in Guadalajara. Pitambar, yeah, Pitambar was a new man. He was not initiated. He was French. Nobody wanted him. No, he was very nice, Pitavar. He went with us.
No, nobody wants French except the Patita Pavana, Janardhan Maharaj.
Yes, because Americans are lower than French.
Ah, come on.